digging through the ice chest, through all the stuff, all the way to the bottom, because every time whatever you're looking for is always at the bottom. It's frozen solid, it's cold, it's awful.
Or it's melted.
Oh, those days are over. Thank you, ICECO. Thank you so much. Pull this down, pull this thing down here and show us what we got.
This thing is pretty light. I mean, I can pull it down myself.
Oh, it's fully loaded right now. So it's heavy right now, but this thing only weighs what, 32 pounds?
If it doesn't have anything in it.
Just because it's solid aluminum.
Yeah.
Now we have it inside inside the case, and this will help keep it thermal insulated and stuff like that from the weather, the elements, and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
We've been riding around all day, and you can see there is crap all inside the truck bed, and I pushed all those leaves down in there, but they were all up in here, and you can see perfectly fine, no issues, not even really all that dusty.
Yeah. And this, if you lift this, all you gotta do is pop these and pop it.
Oh yeah, and check this out, right? Even though it only has the one way, so this can't open from both sides. It only opens from the one side. However, check this hinge out. It's got a self-holding hinge. How, like really, how nice is that? He's opening it up. No more having to hold this here and dig stuff out and all that stuff.
And I have popsicles.
Are they frozen?
Yes.
They are frozen, heck yeah. So it's working good. So what do we have the temperature on right now?
10 and 20.
Okay, it's 24 degrees on the cooler side and 10 degrees on the freezer side. And this stuff isn't frozen, it's pretty cold.
Well, right up against here we'll get, it'll get a little freezy right here up against the thing. So I try not to put.
We don't have a whole lot. When we plug this into our Yeti, it only pulls about 25 to 30 watts on eco mode. Now you can turn this thing off at eco mode. We have it set on eco mode. And the best thing about it too is you can control the zones independently. So if you want them both to cool, if you want them both to freeze, if you want one to cool, one to freeze, if you want to turn one off, whatever you want to do.
This one over here is a lot deeper, like.
Well, this one here has 27 quarts. And this one is 8 quarts. So this one's quite a bit smaller, but you can still put like ice cream tubs. Yeah. You know, I mean, you can put other drinks in here.
Not all of them are frozen, but most of them are.
Well, if we turn it back, if we turn it down where it's supposed to be, they would be frozen. We've had this thing unplugged for a little bit, so it's just hanging out. But what I did was I took my 12-volt plug, the barrel plug off of this, and I actually ran an Anderson connection up into the top of the battery. That's what that is right there. All right, so once you've downloaded the ICECO app and inside the box that it comes in, you'll have paperwork where you can download the app. But once you've got the app, you can add and it will allow you to change the names. If you've got multiple devices, you can change the name and set them however you feel like you want to. So I've already added mine. It's the APL35, so let's click on that. All right, so it's connected to the fridge and we can control the zones independently. Like you can see here, we've got the left zone and the right zone. So if I tap on the right zone, it swaps it to the right zone. So you can see at the bottom, it says that it's freezing. So on the left-hand side, we can change our temperature just by hitting this. And you can also, I believe you can slide the little bar around like that. So you can also change them from freezer to refrigerator. So the left side is on refrigeration. I don't know how it got set to freezer, but it was on freezer. We'll put this on the right side. The right side is freezing, but I want to bring this temperature down probably a little bit. Let's do like 4 degrees. Do you think that's cold enough? Keep everything frozen. And then once it's set, and all you do is you change the temperature. So like when I set the 3 like that, you'll hear the fridge beep and then it's set. Pretty simple. It shows your voltage up here, shows your connection here. You can turn the fridge on and off with this button right here. And then right here, you can tap this and change it from eco mode to max mode. That's super handy for various conditions. So maybe if it's super hot outside and you really want to keep your stuff like super cold, you know, maybe you run it on max for a little while. Or if you're just taking a really long trip and you want to maybe conserve battery life or something, you can just use eco mode. On eco mode, when the compressor kicks on, is only about 25 to 30 watts or so with these current settings that we have right here. That's pretty much it. Well, you can go to the settings section here and you can find your device information. You can change your battery protection. So you can set this to, if you want to make sure it doesn't like kill your battery completely, things like that. I just set mine to low by default. Then you can change your temperature type here. Of course, we just leave it on Fahrenheit. And that's pretty much it. Straightforward from there. This thing's pretty sweet. So, what do you think? Big upgrade or kind of meh?
This was a big upgrade.
I agree. I think it was a massive upgrade. And it cools efficiently. It only takes like 11 minutes for this thing to cool down. I mean, we have been using ice coolers for the past year, and this thing has been an absolute game changer for us. No more having to, you know, dig through the one thing. It's always on the bottom. Always on the bottom.
And then I have to come out with my arms being red and sore because it's cold.
We both do. My issue is in the wintertime, if you have a little bit of ice too, it'll refreeze at nighttime, and then you go get anything out of it, and it's frozen solid. And you're like trying to like, you know, pick the ice to get your stuff out of there, and we end up losing stuff and popping holes and stuff, and it's awful. And I work a lot with my hands, so my hands get really cold. So this is awesome. It's a huge upgrade for us. So thank you, ICECO, so much for sending this refrigerator and for sponsoring our review video for it.
There's enough room in here too that when we're traveling with all three of our kids, we still have enough food and everything.
Food, drinks, ice cream. Yeah. I mean, you name it. Say what you want to, but I think one of the coolest things about this fridge, honestly, or any 12-volt fridge, but this one, because it's ours, is being able to sit next to a campfire, even though we can't have one because of burn ban, and having ice cream. At like look at this view. Imagine coming out in the middle of nowhere and just having ice cream on a mountain.
Yeah, with the ICECO APL35, that's possible.